Hey friends, so I posted on LinkedIn today 3 tips to help elevate your career. And for you all, I want to expand on one of those tips. So the tip is ask for help. And the reason why this is on here is because how frequently do we feel like we're not good enough or we're not going to get the help that we deserve or that we need, so we don't ask for it. So I'm going to go deeper on this with you all. Okay, so ask for help. Now, what are some of the ways this can show up in a career? All different kinds of ways, whether that's mentorship, sponsorship, peer relationships, that kind of thing. It shows up in all different ways. So here are some reasons why we hold back. Okay, so asking for help, sometimes we think, or people think, it is weakness, right? When in fact, it's not. It's actually, let's cross that out, empowering. Okay? Empowering. It's empowering to connect with other people, learn from them, and vice versa. We like that, don't we? Don't we like to be asked for help when it's something that we have knowledge about? We're like, oh yeah, please ask me. I can't wait to tell you all the things I've learned. So it's actually empowering. It's not weakness. Number 2 is we may feel vulnerable. Okay? And the thing with vulnerability is it's often mistaken for weakness, when in fact, vulnerability is powerful. Now, I want you to think about this. When you are talking to, let's say, a friend, and they are keeping it really high level, oh, everything's great, kids are great, house is great. Do you feel like you really know them? When you go for a glass of wine at their house or a cup of coffee and you get to really talk, right? You find out that it's not all surface. And yes, they can have a positive attitude, although there are some things that as humans, okay, this is the element here, human, to be vulnerable, which is also powerful. So that is what connects us to one another. Okay, so just knock that out. That vulnerability is weakness. All right, so I'm going to go back to some of the ways I talked about asking for help. Okay, so let's actually erase this. Okay, so mentors, sponsors. Let's pause on that and I'll share what the difference is. Okay, so a mentor is a person who has walked the path that you want to go in. So for me, I'm a speaker and a coach. I have all different kinds of mentors who have been in coaching, who have been in speaking more than me, so that I can look to them, talk to them, ask them questions. For you all, depending on where you're at in your career, you have different people that you look to. There's inspiring people that we look to, right? There's podcasts, there are books that we read, books that we listen to that act as mentorship. Sponsors are the people who advocate on your behalf when you're not in the room. And sponsors and mentorship is actually the piece of the workplace that I'm looking to change. So what I want to see more of is peer partnership. Okay, so this is not only in your company, this is people in different companies, different communities, different areas of your life. So it's building on people who are in the same level of career as you, or even different level of career, but they aren't necessarily in your same company. And here's why. I have had people that have mentored me that I've looked to as sponsors, and things happen. Leadership changes, they change roles, I change roles, they leave the company, I leave the company. And while it is valuable in that time, for my continuous career progression, if I want to be at that same company and that person leaves or that person changes roles, then it starts to get challenging. So having that peer partnership in your company and outside of your company is very helpful to help with your career progression. Okay, the last thing I want to share is your network. Okay, so sometimes we freak out over the word networking. So I want you to think about it differently. Think about it as connecting. And this is the piece of your career that you have 100% control over. You own your network. You get to grow it, you get to expand it, you get to nurture it. This is all you. You own this. And so it's so important to stay connected to the people in your network and continually grow and expand. And here's the thing. I understand life happens and you're not going to be able to stay connected to everyone in your network. So just pick a few to stay connected with at different times. So I have a challenge for you. I invite you in the next week to reach out to one person that you haven't connected with in a while. If you are local with them and you are open up, it's safe, have coffee with them. If you're still virtual, have a phone call, have a Zoom call, have a Google chat, whatever it takes for you to connect. So the challenge is one person in the next week. Okay, and that is all it takes to own your network. And that is exponential for your career growth. All right, let me know if you have any questions. And I'm linking the other video I did on LinkedIn in this email. Have a good one.